From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the hourly news blast. LGBTQ Nation is reporting Hun Cao, Trump's newly appointed acting Navy Secretary, apparently worries that witches and Wiccans are threatening to overtake communities nationwide. Cao replaced former Navy Secretary John Phelan, who was fired Wednesday by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. But in a 2023 interview during Cao's failed 2024 Senate campaign for Virginia's U.S. Senate seat, Cao said he was worried that Wiccans and witches had taken over Monterey, California. We can't let it turn like this, he said during an interview with a Christian pastor. There's a place in Monterey, California called Lovers Point. The original name was Lovers of Christ Point, but now it's become, they took out the Christ. It's Lovers Point, and it's really, Monterey is a very dark place now. A lot of witchcraft in the Wiccan community has really taken over. We can't let that happen to Virginia. Uh-huh. Oh, okay, Cal. Okay. USA Today noted that during his 2024 race, Cal claimed that he had repeatedly claimed to have become disabled while being blown up in combat, but his military record didn't support those claims. He declined to answer specific questions about his military service, MS Now reported. Cao is narrowly confirmed by the Senate last fall to serve as the Navy's undersecretary. In a similarly supernatural vein, Greg Phillips, the president's appointee to lead the Federal Emergency Management Agency's Office of Response and Recovery, is a 2020 election denier who repeatedly claimed he was once involuntarily teleported to a Waffle House restaurant 50 miles away in Rome, Georgia. None of the three locations in Rome, Georgia, report him being there on the night that he claimed to be. He also said his deceased girlfriend once appeared inside his moving car and lifted it off the road to avoid an oncoming truck. Remember, only the best in the Trump administration, right? Sure, we'll go with that. Turning to news from Brooklyn. Police in Brooklyn pulled gay New York City Council member Chi Ossé, a Democrat, out of a chain of anti-eviction protesters who had their arms interlocked in front of a brownstone residence buildings in the Bedford-Stuyvesant neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York City on Wednesday. Officers then threw Ossé to the rainy sidewalk and handcuffed him from behind while onlookers recorded videos, begged officers to stop, and chanted, "Who do you serve?" It's actually, "Whom do you serve?" There should be an M at the end. Anyway, I was manhandled by three men, Ossé told reporters outside the precinct after his release on Thursday, according to the Gothamist. It takes a lot to lift me off the ground, but they were able to do so. They slammed me against the concrete. My face is sore, and I do feel a little loopy and dizzy. He pledged to file a misconduct report against the officers who slammed him on the ground. Ossé and 30 protesters stood together to prevent officers from conducting an eviction after the city sheriff's office and marshals went to a brownstone residence to issue an eviction and mental health warrant. The resident refused entry to the agents, who then called the police. Ossé and four others were arrested. He now faces charges for allegedly obstructing government administration and disorderly conduct. We'll have more about this particular story on the Saturday morning news blast. That's between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. Saturday mornings, and you'll hear it again at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. But that's the news for this hour. The PEP Radio YouTube channel has news updates daily between 1 p.m. and 2 a.m. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, fmstream.org, Radio Line, Streama, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.